So now we're going to analyze those errors, and this is what some of you were asking about. In Reading Recovery and in Gay-Supinel's work, they talk about analyzing the error at the point of the error. So the child makes a mistake, and you in your brain, when you're analyzing it, you stop right there. You don't look to the end of the sentence. Because when the child made the error, they didn't look to the end of the sentence. They were just right there. And you're going to, when you're analyzing, record the type of cue that the student was using. You can do the next slide. Okay, 3 sources of information, also called cues: meaning, syntax, and visual or graphophonics. So, when a child makes an error, you ask yourself, did the error make sense up to that point? And it doesn't matter for this, the part of speech. It only matters, was that child's brain attending to the meaning of the story? Did that make sense? So let's say the word said puppy, but the child said dog. Makes sense. Let's say the word said puppy and the child said pizza. Probably doesn't make sense in the context of the story. Okay. The next one is structure or syntax. So you're going to ask yourself, do we talk that way? Does it sound right? Now this gets a little iffy with first graders. So, what if the child said, I goed to the store? Okay, let's ask ourselves the first question. I goed. Does that make sense? Yes. Yes. Is the child using the structure of our language? Well, yes. Is it grammatically correct? No, but is that information for you? So I kind of fudge on that one. Instead of circling it and committing to say, yes, they're using syntax, I just put a little line under it. And that tells me, well, it's the right part of speech. It's just the wrong word. We don't say goed, but we probably should. If we had regular verbs. So is the child using what the child understands about the structure of our language? Yes, overgeneralizing the ed ending. But it is an attempt at the right part of speech. That helps me. But let's say the sentence was, I went to the store and the child said, I walrus. I don't know why they would say that. But that's not the right part of speech. It's a noun. It's not a verb. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Next one. This is the one where it needs to match the letters. So back to the dog and puppy. I like my dog, but the word says puppy. Makes sense. Right part of speech. Is the child using visual information at all? And by visual, they don't mean the picture. They mean the letters. No, not at all. This is another one where I create my own little code because sometimes the child is looking at the beginning of the word and ignoring the end of the word. Well, I just code it with a little underline. Yep, just not enough. But those are the 3 questions that you ask yourself. Does it make sense? If it makes sense, they're using meaning. Is it the right part of speech? If it's the right part of speech, they're using the structure of our language. And does it look like the word? Are they using letters and sounds? And because children are very creative, it's not always all or nothing with the structure and the visual as they are learning. Yes?